Cheer, cheer. Oya moja mbili, moja mbili. Cheer. Africa stand up. Afrika simama.
Well, I chose bamboo as a stage name because actually the name was African Bamboo Sticks. And, you know, growing up in Inglewood, you know, I'd have friends who would come home after school and my parents' furniture was bamboo sticks and like just African artifacts and things like that, and masks on the wall and just stuff that represented, you know, Kenya. You know, it had that Kenyan feel. So they used to call me African Bamboo Sticks. And I used to hate it at first. And then I dropped the sticks part and just kept African Bamboo. The most memorable thing about getting back to the States for me the first year was probably, you know, just touring extensively and getting into and starting the learning process, because now I felt like a mono in a game that is like, you know, like it takes so many years. There are artists in the States who have made it, but you just hear about them now, but these guys have been in the game for 20 years. So you finally hear about them. So it was just a learning experience for me. You know, it's about learning. It's really about who you know. This industry is about who you know as well as talent. Like, and now the way the game has become, it's not even that much talent. Now it's more of the business and who you know, you know. I mean, I'm not saying there's some talentless people out there, but we gotta admit, you know, the industry's come a long way. But yeah, the learning process, learning how publishing works, learning how royalties work. What are mechanical royalties? What is, you know, every time the song is downloaded, that's one payment, but every time it is produced to be downloaded, that's another payment. You know, and there's just so much knowledge that goes behind it that if you don't know about it, you won't get your money. But if you do know about it, then you'll know how to go about getting your money. So that was the most important thing. That was just the learning process. The first year was all about learning. Yeah, I was raised in the US and I came back to Kenya mainly because my folks wanted me back, my mom and dad. I was raised in a violent neighborhood called Inglewood. And Inglewood is just, you know, you see the gangster stuff on TV, but that stuff is real, you know. So I was getting into the wrong crowd and stuff at a young age, and they just wanted to prevent anything because in our neighborhood there had been a few tragedies. So my parents were like, okay, until we raise enough money to move, we're gonna go ahead and send you back home and you can go to school like the rest of your fellow Kenyans. So I was excited about coming back though. Yeah, so when I came back, well, basically it starts from, you know, the jam sessions at F2, Florida. Every Sunday from 2 p.m. They would have, you know, talent competitions and things like that, and you can come in and showcase your talent. So I came in, and that's where I met Doobies. And we just started rapping together in cyphers and things like that, and it just kind of meshed together organically, you know. So we just, you know, I would go to K-South like all the time until the point where I just moved there. And like, you know, we would just practice and practice and practice, you know, and that's how we got sharp with our lines, so that even in battles and competitions and things like that, we would win. So we met Guido and Suzanne Kibukosia through Bruce Odhiambo. He's like the Clive Davis of Kenyan music, I guess. He plays the background. But yeah, we met Bruce Odhiambo first, and then Bruce actually was the first guy to put us in the studio. And then, and we did a song called Nyumba za Gorofa. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but that was the first record we ever did. And then he introduced us to Guido and Suzanne because he was just mainly about doing advertisements, and that's how I kind of, learned how to do ads and jingles and things like that. But he was doing advertisements, and so he wanted us to go and record with Guido and Suzanne because they had formed Samawati. It was a label. They had everything we needed. So, we went over there and boom, the rest was history, Nairobism, so on and so forth. The original members of K-South are Doobies, aka Abbas Kubaf, Bamboo, myself, and Casey. So there was 3 of us. Now there was the K-South crew, and then there was the K-South extended clan. That was just like a clan of guys who lived in Kariobangi South. So, which is K-South. K-South is just Kariobangi South. So like there was so many of us that lived in that neighborhood that used to come out and support on Sundays at jam sessions. So it was something that turned into a movement. So I guess that's kind of how our words, just the buzz about K-South spread. Yeah. What made me leave was opportunities that I saw, and then just open doors. I was just like, okay, I can either stay here and then, because to me, it's not really about fame. I don't really care about fame. I'm more passionate about the music. I'm a musician at heart. I play an instrument, I play guitar, and I'm into production. I'm into the whole process of songwriting and creation and creativity and bringing a thought into life for the world to see it. So, when I left, I was saying, okay, Kompe was huge, but the royalties aren't coming back. You're getting airplay, all kinds of radio stations, all kinds of clubs, everything, but there was not a system in place that assures that the artist receives royalties and publishing. And MCSK was like dormant at the time. It was being run by Shamala. Well, fortunately now it's being run by some more competent people, and I understand that it's growing, and kudos to them for that. But at the time, this thing was like non-existent. Nobody was being paid, so you can have a #1 hit, and mafans wana kupita kwa gari. So like that's one of those situations. I was like, you know what? I need to go and learn the legal process behind what makes music work, what makes it profitable. I need to learn, because it's showbiz, but it's business. So I needed to learn the business of the show. So that's what I saw the opportunity to go and do that. So that's the main reason I wanted to go. Is K-South reuniting? There's definitely the possibility for that. What I would like to say is, at this point, we'll release a single first and then see the public response. And if public response warrants an album, then we'll go for it. Right now, though, Abbas is a superstar in his own right. You know what I mean? So, and he has his own tour schedule, and he has his life, and I have mine as well. So we'll see how we can restructure things and do something special for the fans. If we come together, I don't want it to be, I want there to be an element of surprise, but I think the cat's pretty much out of the bag now. Everybody's expecting, okay, this guy's gonna come back. Let's see if K-South comes back. I think, I wanna see that happen too. I think if we came back together, we could create and generate a lot of interest in the industry. That would be a good look. So let's see what happens. I'm excited about it. I'm definitely willing to work with local artists as well. I've just local producers as well. I've just did a song with a local producer called K the Great. I like Musioka. He's hot. No homo. His beats are dope. I'll work with Musioka. Let's see. I like what RK's doing. I like there's quite a few producers. If I don't mention your name, just know I blame my head, not my heart. As far as what some people might have perceived as me, not representing my culture enough, or perhaps You know, a lot of people would listen to some of the music that I did in the States and think, okay, this guy has forgotten his roots. But that was not the case. You have to understand, I was born in Kenya and went to the US when I was 1 year old. So I was a baby. So I learned to speak, and everything I learned was in America up until I was 17 years old. So when I came to Kenya, I had to learn Swahili. Swahili is like my second language. It should be my first, you know, but it was like my second. I had to relearn everything. So when I came, I learned Swahili and I was able to rap in it, but it was, you know, as a second language. So when I rap in English, it's really me. I'm being myself because that's what I grew up in. Also, when I rap in Swahili, it is me because it is something that I developed. It's something that I came into. If I go to France and learn French, I'm gonna rap in French. I'm gonna mix Swahili, English, and French. You know what I mean? Like anywhere I go, I'm going to learn that and bring in various, you know, like ideas from my surroundings and put that into the music. So what you heard, like, you know, when I was in the States, those are some of the situations I was going through at the time, and I would rap about it. And then, you know, maybe some media people might misconstrue or misunderstand and not know that, well, I'm talking about a situation that's going on in America at the time, and this is what I'm going through at the time. So, you know, I can't be in America rapping about matatus because there's no matatus there. So I'm rapping about what's going on in my situation, in my neighborhood, in what I'm seeing every day. And then people kind of, you know, misconstrue it and say, oh, you know, this guy has forgotten, you know, where he's from. But I could never forget where I'm from because it made me who I am. You know, yes, we are influenced by the West, but we also have our own influences. And what makes us beautiful is the fact that we can take everything we're influenced with and mesh it together and create something new. Americans can only be American. Kenyans can be a mixture of all of them because we are constantly bombarded by the West, the East, everything that comes here. You know, Indians are here, their culture is here. We're bombarded by a lot of cultures, and when these mesh together, they make what we are. So what we have to offer is unique because of a blending of cultures. So I think that's one of the major things that we have, an advantage that we have. We can represent something that the world does not, the rest of the world doesn't have. Yeah.
I've been living abroad for too long. Time for me to pack my bags and go home. I seen a lot of things I know I can bring, so if you wanna come with me, come on, come on, come on. Me, I've been living abroad for too long. Time for me to pack my bags and go home. I seen a lot of things I know I can bring, so if you wanna come with me, come on, come on, come on.
It's a hot new remix, the street mix, Africa Stand Up. From the first street African mixtape. Bill Boop, A-Cut, what up, Senegal?
Working with Akon on the remix of Mama Africa was cool because, I mean, I didn't actually get to be in the studio with him at the same time because of his hectic tour schedule, and, you know, but it was just a blessing because it was hooked up through a guy by the name of Jeffrey Kimathi. He runs, he's the founder of Jamhuri Wear. Now, he was at the time in New York City where I was living, and he was, he had formerly worked with Echo and then also with MTV. So because of his connections with MTV, you know, we would get backstage to a lot of these major concerts. And so once at Hard Rock Cafe in Manhattan, it was Akon, it was T-Pain, and Cardinal Official. And they were backstage, and Kimathi was like, yo, come on, let's go, you know, backstage and whatever. I didn't even know these guys were back there. He was just like, come on, let's go. And I'm running into, you know, here's Con, here's T-Pain, and here's Cardinal Official. And it was just like mind-blowing, you know, it was just It was just amazing. So Kimathi was able to hook it up through Akon's manager for me to get the instrumental with him on the hook. So I just went into the studio and recorded it and put it out, and boom, that was it. Hip Hop Colony was an amazing experience for me because, well, Michael Wanguhu just had a vision that he wanted to showcase and place what was happening, the hip hop phenomenon in East Africa. He wanted to showcase it and give it a platform internationally. So he came from Oakland, California, came back to Kenya and shot it. And, you know, it was just mind blowing because basically what he shared with the rest of the world was that this hip hop phenomenon is international. It doesn't have borders. You know, it's something that, you know, transcends borders, transcends, you know, country lines. And so we were dealing with something that was actually bigger than us. But at the time, you know, hip hop had not really gone corporate. You know, you know, corporate people were still looking at you like, you're a rapper, really? Go to school, dude, be a doctor. You know what I mean? So they couldn't see where it was going. So Michael Wanguhu came and put it on film, and this documentary now is just winning all kinds of, you know, awards. He won the best documentary for the Houston Black Film Festival in Texas, a series of other like awards I can't even remember, but if you pull up hiphopcolony.com, you can check out a list of the accolades that he won. And he went back and did part 2 again with Dead Prez. So, you know, it just showed the massive growth and media marketing crossover potential that hip hop has. It has a high impact with urban listeners. And that's what I think what corporate is looking at now, because they're seeing the opportunity of marketing. You know, right now it's just marketing. How do we get products to the masses? How do we get an idea popular? And, you know, they're seeing that they can use artists to do this. So, yeah. Now that I'm back, a lot of the differences in how I approach music and how I'm perceived by the public, I have to be very careful and you know, avoid controversy as much as possible, even though I was known because of controversy. But there is acceptable controversy and then there's unacceptable controversy. So there's a thin line. So that what's different is really, you know, I have to be a lot more professional. And there's something we learn as we continue, you know, in this line of work in show business. You know, it is a business at the end of the day. And if I'm, you know, somewhere doing something stupid and I get knocked out or something and people take pictures of it and everywhere, all of a sudden it's on Twitter, you know, this is bad PR, you know what I mean? So we learn things like that. We learn basic fundamentals of the business of the show. So that's, you know, definitely what's different. I'm still hungry though. I feel like there's a lot more to do. So I'm hungry. I wanna push this thing to the next level. You know, I want to make sure that we are internationally recognized beyond just, you know, beyond the initial, you know, a collaboration here or there. I mean, I want there to be a Kenyan artist that is doing world tours officially, you know what I mean, on their own, not opening up for another artist, like actually doing it themselves, you know. I want artists to be able to have a vision and a plan and execute it, you know, and realize the power of marketing and cross-marketing and how corporations find that valuable, you know what I mean? So, you know, there's just so much information and so much knowledge that I've come with that I just see possibilities and open doors. That's all I see, you know, opportunities, possibilities, open doors, all kinds of things we can do. There's just so much. I feel like there's so much to do in so little time. That's what I feel like. I'm here. I'm definitely gonna be back and forth, but I'm back. Like, I'm back, and I wanna push, you know, Kenyan music as far as I can to the next level. Hip hop, urban African music to the next level, you know, and be able to collaborate, you know, like with the internet and technology, you know, the world is a global village now. I can hear about an artist in South Africa and do a collabo. I can hear about guys in Nigeria and do a quick collabo and just email him the track and he record his vocals and send the audio files back and chop chop, boom, there's your collabo. You know, fly the guy in, shoot the video, and we go back on tour. You know, it's like things can happen a lot quicker now, you know what I mean? With technology, anything is possible now. So I'm here though. I'm back like I never left. Right now, I'm definitely working on more videos. I wanted to work with a lot of local artists. I was also able to collaborate with a lot of producers in the US. Like when you see a beat like produced by Kanye West, but you know, you don't really know that underneath Kanye West, there are like, you know, 4, 5, 6 very talented producers, but their name just isn't out there yet. So they'll give Kanye the beat and then Kanye will put his name on it and sell it to corporate like that or sell it to the label like that. So I was able to work with these guys, these kind of underdog producers, and they gave me a lot of instrumentation, a lot of beats. So right now I have a lot of these beats that are just large, that sound, you know, monumental, and I'm just already visioning being able to collaborate with local artists and just being able to kind of lift up the standard of the quality of the music. So we have that opportunity now. Right now, some of the artists I feel who are catchy and have what it takes to go to the next level, I like what Camp Mula are doing. Camp Mula are dope. I like, I must admit, I like Octopizzo. Octo's dope. You know, he's thinking right. You know, and that's the thing. Your frame of thought, how you think, will determine how far you go. So I like what he's doing. I like what Waire is doing. Let's see. I like what Avril is doing. She's sexy, but don't tell her I said that. Let me see. I like what certain artists. You know, we're learning the game now. We're learning that it's like a new toy that we're playing with, and there's so much we can do with it. And the more we think and the more we, you know, are creative with our delivery, the bigger this thing will get. So I just see a world of opportunity right now. My vision is just to, you know, put us on the map, but actually make it so that the fundamental structures of the business of music are firmly set in place for artists to actually get paid for their talents. Intellectual property rights are extremely important. Copyright, and you know, I have to congratulate MCSK, but at the same time, we have a lot of growing to do. So I think all of us, not just MCSK, but the artists also, you need to learn the legal aspects of your job. You need to learn the legal aspects of your craft. You know, when you put together a song, there's something that you own there, intellectual property, and that translates to dollars and cents or shillings and cents, you know what I mean? And you have to know how it does, or else you won't get paid. And then you'll complain saying that you're not getting paid, but do you have the knowledge of what it takes to get paid? Because if you know about it, you'll get your money. But if you don't know about it, they'll be like, you know, put that in the pocket. What I would tell any upcoming artist, or any new rapper, or any new singer, songwriter, R&B, dancer, whatever it is you do, learn your craft, first of all. Learn the history of your craft if you're a dancer, or learn the history of hip-hop if you're a rapper, or whatever you are. Learn your craft, man. This thing is about knowledge as much as it is about talent. You know, you really need to be talented also, but you need to learn. Talent alone won't do it. You gotta have talent, you have to have knowledge, and you have to have some hustle. Let's see how hard you can hustle. You know, if you can, I mean, that's why I was saying, you know, you can be in this game, you know, the first, second month, you know, you're really encouraged, and then the third month you run out of steam. You know, what happened? Let's see how hard you hustle. Let's see how hungry you are. If you really want it that bad, what will you do to get it, you know? So that separates, you know, the big from the small, really. You hustle. So, you know, if you want to get into this game, you want to be in the industry, be in, you know, the business of the show, then hustle. Learn as much as you can, network, learn your craft, man. Practice. Because if you show up and you're whack, we're gonna call you on it. We'll put you on blast immediately. So, yeah, learn your hustle, man. Learn how to hustle and just get knowledge, man. Because if you don't know where you can make money, you're not gonna make it. And what's gonna happen? You're gonna be complaining. You know, nobody wants to hear complaints, man. Get out of here with that. So, learn, learn, learn.
Can I bust the floor on this?
Yeah.
Can I on that?
Bust that right there.
Actually, you wanna be like Tupac and floss with money? First tattoo thug life across your tummy, then get shot 5 times, once in the before they can put your poster up on the walls. You wanna be like Eminem, first turn white, then drive to a left-hand corner and turn right with your wife in the back of the car, scared stiff. Drive off a cliff, smoking a spliff drunk, and make sure your wife is tied up in the trunk. Yo, if you're gonna bite lyrics, chew before you swallow, digest it tonight and spit it out tomorrow. Wipe it with a tissue and smear it on track. Any way you make it, you'll still come out whack. And Bamboo will be back with TGC, my man Harry, and Nano, in the place to be. Come on.
Yeah.